Hi, this is Mike Fry, and you are tuning into the We Effing Told You So podcast. Today is Monday, January 19, and today we are coming to you on video because we've got some fun things to share with you from our formerly long-term home of Minneapolis, Minnesota. We moved from there about a year and a half ago, and since then we've been staying in touch with family and friends who still live there as the chaos that the Trump regime is, wreaking down on the population there. And this is a story about how peaceful protests, and I guess I'll have to maybe put peaceful a little bit in quotes there, it works, and you can have fun. You can have a childlike sense of wonder about your protest. And really, this story also talks about how lame the MAGA folks really are. So this guy here is Jake Lang. He's a January 6er, a white supremacist who served 4.5 years in prison for his violent attack on a police officer with a baseball bat during the January 6th attempted insurrection. Not a nice guy. Notice the military garb. He thinks he's like some macho dude, but as you're going to see, the guy was chased off the streets of Minneapolis with water balloons. I kid you not. Check out the military garb and the macho attitude, but he was chased away from the streets of Minneapolis with water balloons. So we're going to show you the pelting he got with water balloons in just a minute, but let's just stop for a moment and read the story as it was covered by The Guardian. Quote, hundreds of counter-protesters on Saturday drowned out a far-right activist attempting to hold a small rally in support of the Trump administration's latest immigration crackdown in Minneapolis. Conservative influencer Jake Lang organized an anti-Islam, anti-Somali, and pro-immigration and customs enforcement, or ICE demonstration, saying on social media beforehand he intended to burn a Koran on the steps of the city hall, but it was not clear if he was ever able to carry out that plan. A small number, and I'll just say, saying a small number by the press, which they've all sort of done, really does a disservice because the actual count that we've heard is a total of 10 people, which means Jake Lang and 9 of his closest friends, which from our perspective is not a demonstration, it's not a march, it's basically a dinner party. Anyway, a small number of people showed up for Lang's demonstration, while hundreds of counter-protesters converged on the site. So, again, we've got video. We're going to show you all of what we've got. It's really pretty funny. The thing about it that I find particularly fun and interesting is Lang was clearly hoping to have a major demonstration. He had announced not only was he going to burn the Koran, he was going to march through the Somali community to terrorize them. I don't think he ever got there. He got to City Hall, and protesters overwhelmed him, started throwing water balloons, and he ended up fleeing. So we'll get to that. All right, well, what the heck? Let's just jump to the video. Here we go. Here is Jake Lang being pelted by water balloons. Check out how macho this dude is. That was a direct hit.
You suck so bad, even ICE won't hire you.
Though Lang does claim that he was quote-unquote stabbed during the counter-protest, evidence shows that he really just got overwhelmed by a mob of people, fell, and hit the back of his head on the stones that you see on the buildings. So yeah, just a total weenie baby, cosplaying as some sort of military tough guy. And, ultimately they all 10 of them had to flee the city. He was last seen getting into a woman's car and driving off fast, never got to the Somali community. And I just have to put a shout out to Mercado Media, who has been serving the role of constitutional observer with cameras all over the Twin Cities area, documenting what's happening on the streets there. Hats off to them. We've only recently discovered them. I believe they may be a relatively new source. And you can see they have hours long videos of the protests and the ICE response and the violence that ICE is perpetrating on people. It's the kind of documentation that we need in this time. And I applaud them and thank them so much. And thanks for sticking with us during this first attempt at this new approach to producing content. Anyway, thanks for watching. You have been listening to the We Effing Told You So podcast. You can find us on Substack, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and most other places podcasts can be found. Please like and subscribe and share on your social media. And thanks for listening.